Hi, this is Kevin with the free daily Forex report for May 25th, 2010. Currently looking at the USD Japanese yen pair. This pair in the previous session moved all over the place, but it ended up closing about where it opened. And if you look at the session before that, the exact same thing has happened. So we're moving very, very sideways on this pair right now, but we have a slight bias downwards. Look for this pair to go as high in this session as 91.73 and as low as 88.68. Look for some support around 89.45 and some resistance around 90.62. Alright, switching over to the Euro USD daily chart. This pair, as you can see, has a very, very downward bias at this time, and we just now recovered with 3 consecutive up bars, and then we plummeted directly afterwards. If you look back over in this direction, we had almost the exact same thing happen, but to a lesser extent, and before that to a lesser extent as well. So we're looking for this pair to perhaps continue down further, but I would like to see it break this level of resistance first. So in this upcoming session, look for it to go as high as 1.2587 and as low as 1.2103. Look for some support around 1.2175 and some resistance around 1.2429. Alright, switching over to the pound US dollar. If you'll notice, we are very, very super sideways in this pair. Still, yet again, trading up candles for down candles. We've got a super strong level of support in this area here, and a lesser degree of area of resistance at this level here. So definitely looking in the coming sessions for it to break out in one direction or the other, but as currently not a very good pair to trade, especially within the last week or so. Look for this pair to go as high as 1.4601 and as low as 1.4215. Look for some support around 1.4153 and resistance around 1.4494. Alright, last but not least, we have the USD Swiss pair. This thing is just taking off like a rocket. It's shooting higher and higher upwards, with the exception of the last session, which was actually a down bar. And for those familiar with chart patterns, that is a reverse hammer. So in the ways of actual chart patterns, it's a pretty likely scenario that we're going to be pulling back for a session or two. But I wouldn't be likely to go short until it breaks this, basic area of resistance. So we still have a little bit of ways to go before that happens. But what I would consider doing is taking the average, about the average of the lows of the past few candles, and if we end up breaking this low, try to scalp, if you will, the pip area between this horizontal line and this diagonal 45-degree line on its way to resistance. So we might be able to pull a couple extra pips out of the market, kind of as a gimme in this situation. So this pair, look for it to go as high as 1.1705 and as low as 1.1433. Look for some support around 1.1470 and resistance around 1.1618. As far as news announcements go for this next session, we have the USD new home sales coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. The previous was 411K, and we are expecting 420K. So if the number comes off of the expected number in either direction by a decent amount, then it could cause some volatility. And also the USD durable goods orders. The previous number was negative 0.6%, and we're expecting, or the market expects anyway, 1.3% expected. So both of those kind of medium market movers. Nothing really big going on tomorrow in terms of news. There's a flurry of small reports, but nothing that will get the markets moving and shaking as much as any of the other big reports. So look for some volatility tomorrow, but there's really no guarantee of any. Okay, just before I go, I'm going to switch back to the USD Japanese yen chart. And it's something I noticed as I was going through recording this video, actually. You'll see that we've got this nice little downward trend with on the yen pair, just kind of points at the downward angle, but we also have on the bottom a nice little uptrend created by these large low wicks. So both have, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact. This one, if I were to extend it back like I should have, it has 1, 2, 3 points of contact. So the logical next direction would actually be to go up at this point in time. So a good place to determine, well, this area right here is pretty good, but if we were to come up to, let's say, this area right here, or actually this would probably be a better one, then we, if in the event that we actually break up to the on the upside of this uptrend, then we have, you know, a rather large window of opportunity. Might be too large for us to take, but you know, we're trying to scalp just a couple of pips as it's heading back up toward resistance. So a break of this trend line here, a close above it, is what I would be looking for. Actually, could signify a nice little shift in the other direction, as the bias is somewhat downwards at this time. And the reverse is also true, really. If we were to plummet and then drop and close below this 45 degree or 30 or some odd degree angle support line, then I would look for it to go to any one of these low points. So if we were to drop below here, this is a much better window of opportunity for us to take because it's smaller and it's more precise. It's got more points on the lines than up here. So look for that to happen within the next couple of sessions, because as you know, we can't exactly go sideways forever. It's going to break up or down eventually, and where the rubber meets the road is when we can actually use that information to pocket a couple extra pips as it breaks out on either one of these sloped and angled trend lines. So it's always good to have something, whether or not the market goes up or down, and I think that we could have something pretty solid within the next few days. So keep an eye on that one. So that's it for the free daily Forex report, and until next time, this is Kevin. Good trading.